Hey, thanks, Chris, for joining me. Yeah, you and I have known each other for many, many years, and
Yeah,
you've been
quite
with
some time.
REMAX, yeah, way too long. Is that what you said?
No, quite some time.
Quite some time, correct. And you've been with REMAX River City since 2003,
Three, yeah,
which is
October of
pretty,
three. Yeah, yeah,
pretty
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. No, it's
And
been great.
consistently, a high 100% club producer
Yeah,
for most of those years, and had great success. And one of the things that I've really valued about you, or noticed about you, is that you're generally a happy person most days, and
yeah,
and
yeah.
overall seem to have a good work-life balance, right?
Sure. Yeah,
And I wanted to maybe chat about some of the ideas, and how you're able to stay consistent and also have a life outside of real estate.
yeah, yeah, yeah. My life outside of real estate is most people would kind of just shake their heads. Many people don't know, but I have a girlfriend that lives in England, so that's kind of a real challenge, and especially just recently with all the COVID and whatever. So yeah, that
Sure.
that takes a lot of planning, and yeah, a lot of commitment. So yeah,
That's good.
real
So
estate has been awesome for that. It's definitely awarded me the opportunities. To have that relationship, and also for many people that don't know, I was heavily involved in ringette for 27 years as a
right.
coach at a very high level, and again, real estate allowed me to be able to put in the time that was required for that type of an endeavor. So,
Great.
oh,
And so,
cool.
what would be a secret to making that happen? Is that like a really specific and dedicated schedule, planning ahead, that type of thing?
Yeah, especially when I was coaching, because at the level I coached at, it was like a second job for me. So it did require a fair bit of scheduling, like almost months in advance, because going into each season, I would know exactly what was going to happen. Over the course of about 6 months. So I would definitely have to plan. It took me a long time though. I've been doing this for 17 years. It took me a long time to to figure it out. It was, and even to this day, I don't coach anymore, but even to this day, you're constantly adjusting, right?
Right. And so, would you say that have you run into issues where clients were unaccommodating to your schedule?
Only, it's kind of funny. Only once, Shane, where I did have a client. It was they were a seller, and I had their home listed, and they were quite upset that I was going to take 2 weeks off, and yeah, we had a discussion, and I don't know if we ever really reconciled. They just agreed to kind of disagree with me,
Yeah.
and yeah, but no, for the most part, I think people understand because of just the nature of our business. It's they are long days, and weekends predominantly.
Yeah.
And I think everybody understands that. Really, in order to be of any significant benefit to anybody, they understand that you have to have a break, right?
Yeah.
Just to kind of regenerate type of thing. So I think, yeah, the overwhelming majority of people they're definitely understanding of that.
I think that's where, because you have a set and specific schedule, people are pretty easy to conform and work with that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to start off with, and again, this it comes from for a lot of my coaching styles as well. Is you have to set expectations right from day one, and they have to be clear,
Yeah.
right? And I've found that as long as you're clear with that, and as long as they're reasonable, as long as it's not, well, I'm only going to work 2 hours a day type of thing. Well, that's kind of unreasonable, right?
Yeah.
But no, as long as they're reasonable, the overwhelming majority of people are, yeah, they get it. And the key is sticking to it. as well. Like not because once you break for one person and for one one instance, then it becomes almost like expected and not in a habit, right? So yeah.
And then so when you are off work, are you straight up off work? Do you have somebody covering for you, or are you still doing?
In the past, I've had several vacations, and when I've had to, when I've gone back to England to visit with my girlfriend, and whenever she's come here, I'll take the time off, and I typically have a couple of agents in the office that I have used to cover for me when I'm gone.
Great.
But as a realtor, you're never completely away from it. You've always got your phone, and they're a blessing and a curse, right?
I guess that the point is you're not a slave to it at this point, right? You just you'll react to certain things.
No, and that's only been probably in about the last 5 years.
Okay.
Up until then, yeah, it was. And it takes time and commitment, right?
Good. Well, and for some perspective, you're a solo agent, right? No assistant at this time, correct?
No.
And so you're kind of wearing many hats. And so when you are working, do you have a specific? These are the things that have to get done each day to stay in motion there?
And again, because of the nature of the predominant nature of my business is corporate relocation and foreclosures, and both of those require constant reports, like updates, activity reports, things like that. So on a typical day, I've probably got like 3 or 4 kind of updates that I have to do kind of on a regular basis. And then it's just, kind of keeping in touch with your sphere and, all that type of stuff, right?
Keeping that consistent. And so if you had one piece of advice for an agent looking for a little bit more of work-life balance, what would you say to them?
First off, define work-life balance. It took a long time for me, and it's. I always go back to, as some people will know, previous owner of REMAX River City, Shami. I was in the office, and I'm talking probably 8 or 10 years ago, and I was in the office early one morning, and Shami walked in, and he said, like, "You're still here." And we got talking, and he asked me, he said, "When was the last time you took a day off?" And I had to seriously sit and think about it. And it had been 6 weeks.
Oh no!
I hadn't taken not a day off. And I think that's when it really hit me, is like, I seriously need to have a work-life balance. Because I'm divorced, I've been divorced for 18 or 19 years now. So for me, work was this escape, and I got caught in that trap. Now, no, I'm much more committed to my work-life balance. I work from 8 in the morning till usually around 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. Occasionally you've got to work with a client to take them out and do some whatever. But it's definitely, and I do commit to taking at least one day over a weekend, whether it's a Saturday or a Sunday. I take that off.
Yeah, I think that's great. Yeah.
But the key is, what is your work-life balance? To me, it definitely evolved, right? And it changed. Yeah. So I think for a younger agent, they're all full of piss and vinegar, right? So their work-life balance may be different.
Yeah.
Maybe they're starting a family, things like, so what's your work-life balance? Right? You got to figure that out first, and then just commit to it, right? Yeah. I think, several years ago, Steve Leddy, who used to work, who used to be part of our brokerage, when we were all part of the Ryan Dutka group, he had, like, every Tuesday night was date night for him and his wife. And I thought that's totally cool, right? You know, so, and he committed to that. Like Tuesday nights, he would not show, he would not, you know, anything to do with real estate.
I guess
So
that
was
would
pretty
be
cool.
a great starting point, right? Have a day, right? Have something specific that's time blocked. That's unfortunately I'm not available. Could
and you have to reward yourself. And again, you know, for me, you know, for the longest time, I was always guilty about taking time off, right? And it's just fighting that guilt. No, you need to reward yourself. You need to pat yourself on the back every once in a while.
Well, great advice, and I appreciate you sharing some time with us, with me, Chris. It's always a pleasure to see you and share some ideas. Appreciate that. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Yeah, good talking. Take care, man.
Chat soon. Goodbye.
Bye.